Alright, people that are let me I'm sorry, I'm TheMBmulti and welcome back to my Adventures at Site 19, Part 19. 19ception. Okay, I'm sorry. Anyway, in this episode, I've got a bunch of new SCPs to show you, and we're gonna do an experiment with 173. So, there's a lot of stuff to do. Anyway, first of all, I'd like to point out that Robin's commented on the last episodes. Robin said that I really should edit out the parts where I write stuff in my personal, like, file document thingy, because you said it was kind of boring to watch. And I watched it and I was like, you are absolutely right. So, in the future, if I start to write something, then I'll cut it out. And if I don't, then you can remind me again, because I do tend to forget some stuff. But as you can see, all the pages are gone, because I had like 23 pages. I already said this to the gaming lever who posted this in the comment section as well. But luckily I didn't record this, because I had to convert all of these written files into actually printed files. So, over here we've got the interview with SCP-079. We got the experiment with SCP-106. And we've got the eventual report of SCP-106's experiment. And this was experiment 87. Oh, yeah, that was with the tattered farmer. Oh, yeah, okay. So, yeah, as you can see, we've got a lot of documents here. I'll show you them really quickly. You can pause the video and read them if you want to. Alright, so here is experiment 079, I mean, sorry. Where I interviewed SCP-079. Yeah, on that date and blah blah blah. This is the interview that I had. You can pause the video and read the stuff if you want to, but if you've seen me the interview, then you already know what it says here. Right, here's the experiment with SCP-106, which was the previous episodes where I sent a Class D into the pocket dimension. This is the reports on everything that happens. And then finally here is the report 106-01-A, which I wrote on the same day, as you can see, the 6th of September. No? The 6th of August, actually. Wasn't it the 6th of September? I mean, it was a week ago. Hang on a minute. Yeah! Oh, fuck, I got the date entirely wrong on this one, because it's supposed to be September. Okay. Well, in order to fix this, I would have to write this entire page all over again, but I'm not going to do that. Oh, so it says here, 6th of September, so we can already figure it out. Basically, this is the description of all the rooms. The start room, the coffin room, the dead end room, the maze room, the throne room, the ending room, and that's it. The 6 rooms. That's it. The pocket dimension has at least 6 rooms, so those are the files. So my documents chest is filling up quite nicely. That's one thing. I will be needing this one. I won't record it because your comments didn't like it, so that's why. Yeah. Anyway, in this episode, I already said what I was going to do, but I'm going to say it again. We're going to watch some new SCPs in the light containment zone, and I've got an experiment planned with SCP-173. Because you always actually asked me to do an experiment with SCP-173, and I figured out one. So, first of all, let's go to the light containment zone, because all the new SCPs... there's one SCP in the heavy containment zone, but most of them are in the light containment zone. Right now, we've got all the SCPs in the light containment zone, by the way. This is also a new exit sign that I placed at the top. So the light containment zone is completely filled with SCPs. All the SCPs that we like prepared for in the light containment zone are in the light containment zone. So any other SCPs that we get in the light containment zone are SCPs that we didn't anticipate, or that the O5 just randomly decided, like, hey, you need some new SCPs in the light containment zone, or we want this facility to house them. So, that's pretty good. That's pretty exciting news, that the entire light containment zone is filled with SCPs. So, we cannot... Jesus. We cannot add any new SCPs in the light containment zone unless we expand it. So, here is SCP-173. He should still be in there. What the fuck? I was about to say that the doors were malfunctioning. By the sound of it, he's still here. I don't see him anywhere. Oh, there you are. Okay, good. Okay, so yeah, SCP-173. You'll just stay in there. Yeah, stay in there, 173. They will be collecting you shortly, and they will export you to the testing chamber. Is this the... Yes, this is the right way, because one of the new SCPs is SCP-111. I'll put its description up right now so that you can read what it does. Basically, these are like snails, and they like spit fire, I think. They're very peaceful, and you can actually ride these things, I believe. So I'll try. Yeah, there we go. Alright, right now it's... Whoa, it teleported me through the door. Through the wall. Okay, so that's one of the new SCPs, and like I said, which is an SCP-111. 735 was already here. What's wrong with the doors in this episode? Are the doors malfunctioning or something? Yeah, that was already here. It was already here. Already here. Oh yeah, this is the other new one. This is another new SCP, SCP-994. I'll put its description up right now, and you can pause the video and read what it does. Basically, it's a rather normal sheep if you just look at it from like right now. But their wool was actually like electric. So if you touch the wool, you get electrified. I don't know whether it actually works when you like hit them like... Does this count as touching them? No, this doesn't count. Okay, good. I think if you like touch them right with left and right click, I think that counts as touching them. And then you get electrified. You start floating in the air and take damage, I think. Also, oh yeah, you were excited. Also, when you shear them, their wool acts as a redstone block, so you can actually use their wool in redstone contraptions. So, would be interesting to do some experiments with that. What? Again, what's up with the door? It looks like the door systems are malfunctioning. Hang on a minute. Alright, yeah, is this maintenance? Yeah, alright, Site Director TheMBmulti here. I've been experiencing some weird coincidences with the door systems in the light containment zone. It appears to be that the doors are malfunctioning quite a bit. Would you check on if this is just a coincidence on my part, or whether there's actually something wrong with the door systems? And if there's actually something wrong, I suggest you check with SCP-079. Okay. Keep me updated on everything, okay? Okay. Right. Oh, Jesus! Another SCP that I've added is SCP-999, which is over here. I'll put its description up right now. This is the happiest and most fun SCP in the entire SCP universe, in my opinion. And it just gave me a heart attack, because I didn't really expect it to be this close to the door. Anyway, if you go near it, you get regeneration and nausea. The nausea part is kind of annoying, but the regeneration is... Oh no, it's instant health, I think. Yeah, it's instant health. And nausea. It used to be able to like wander through the facility at random, but I think it is a little bit easier just to put it in there. And because it's a happy SCP, I made its floor with all the bright colors and everything. Alright. So that was that. I think... Oh, shut up one second, Greg. I'm not quite sure whether I've got anything new in the light containment zone second layer. Just to make sure, I'll check it. But I can't actually remember whether I've got anything new in here. So I'll check to be sure. Oh yeah, never mind. I said the entire light containment zone was filled. It's not, because we're still lacking one SCP down here. And that's SCP-027. This one. The Vermin Gods. This SCP is not here yet. So, except this one, all the SCPs in the light containment zone are here. Because 012 is here. 012 has been here for a little while, but I haven't shown you it, so I'll put his description up right now. So this is going to be a hell when I edit this, because I have to go to the SCP wiki and find all the documents and edit them in the video. So that's going to be a hell for myself in the future when I have to edit this video. These two were here, the amazing toothbrush and the what's the other one again? The... Oh yeah, the never-ending pizza box was the other one. 912. Oh yeah, this is... Oh yeah, I forgot which one it was. Anyway, this is SCP-912, which is also a new one. I'll put a description up right now, so you can read what it does. I completely forgot that this one was here. I completely forgot, but that's a good thing I checked down here. This is a new one. We actually had to build that storage area in order to contain it. Bathroom. And I think that's Atrocity Skull. The Vermin Suppressor down there, but we already had that one. The Black Shuck, which was already there. And in the middle is SCP-002. The living room. The living room. So. Yeah. This thing. We still haven't actually found out how that Class D survived. We're still testing, but we have no idea what caused it. Here is 079. Who might be the reason for the malfunctioning doors. Hopefully not, because he can unleash everything. We've had that before. But he should not be able to connect to the site's electric system. Because we haven't given him access at all. He should be completely cut off, but yeah. Anyway, let's move over to the heavy containment zone. Because there's one new SCP in the heavy containment zone. Yeah, decontamination. So yeah. Oh yeah, by the way, another thing. You Romans also asked me in the last episodes, in the comment section, if I had any trouble or whether something would happen with the CI, and I first of all forgot what CI was because I'm an idiot. But you guys, you very nicely pointed out that CI stands for the Chaos Insurgency, which I actually completely I was so embarrassed that I forgot that that's what it stood for. But anyway, just in case you're not aware of what I'm talking about, the Chaos Insurgency is used to be a part of the SCP Foundation. Like various doctors and soldiers and guards and SCPs as well. They went AWOL, I think the official term is. Absence without official... I can't remember what it stands for. Basically, they went rogue, or I think that's also a term that you could use. They turned against us, and in, I believe, 1924? In the 90s, somewhere. Let me actually just really quickly Google that. Got a Foundation database right here. Chaos Insurgency. Chaos Insurgency. Yeah, 1924. It went AWOL, absent without official leave. That's what it stands for. Okay, basically they just went rogue and they turned against us. Instead of, okay, look, the difference is they have SCPs of their own, but the difference is that we here at the SCP Foundation, let's actually check on Radical Larry at the same time. Are you still in here? You should be. Yeah, you're still in there. But basically, here at the SCP Foundation, we contain SCPs and we test on them to see what they do, and to prevent them from escaping and harming anyone else. The Chaos Insurgency are a bit different in that they actually want to use SCPs to harm people. They want to use SCPs as weapons for future warfare. Basically, they want to use SCPs for their good cause and stuff, and they want. Yeah, basically they want to use SCPs as weapons. And here at the Foundation we don't accept that trade of thought, if I may say so. We actually like to keep the SCPs away from humanity to make Earth a safe place. I've actually placed a model on the top of on Gate A, so I'll really quickly show you that after I leave the heavy containment zone. But yeah, basically what the Chaos Insurgency does, they're like basically like a terrorist organization. They attack the facility because besides official governments around the world, they are the only ones that know that the SCP Foundation exists. And they have attacked us numerous times in order to steal SCPs, and in order to breach containment deliberately, so to like start up the end of the world. And we don't even specifically know what their plans are, but basically that's why we've got so many MTF groups on this facility, because we do not want anything to go wrong. But yeah, Jeroen's pointed out that we really should be aware of the Chaos Insurgency, and that's actually good that you pointed it out, because we haven't had a major chaos insurgency attack in like I don't know how many years. I think it's been like 8 years since the last chaos insurgency attack. So it's good that Euronymous pointed it out, because I really should be dubbing it. I really should be like increasing some security, because you never know what is lurking around the corner. The chaos insurgency, basically, if you like too long didn't read, but you didn't really read anything, but too long didn't listen or whatever. Chaos insurgency, they are basically terrorists who try to destroy the SCP Foundation. That's basically everything you have to remember about everything I just said. Anyway, as we look at the Plague Doctor right there. This is the other final new SCP that I added, which is SCP-472, the Bloodstone. I'll pause the video. I won't pause the video. I will put up its description right now, and you can pause the video and read what it does. It's that thing right there. Basically, when you if you stand next to it or close, if you stand within the boundaries of this stone brick containment chamber that it holds, if you stand within this thing, you will start to go crazy, basically. The longer you stand in there, the more mental problems you'll develop, and eventually you'll just die. So it will be interesting to have an experiment with some Class Ds to do that, to make sure everything is still what we think he does. But yeah, that's something for later. First of all, we're going to do this experiment with SCP-103. This is not the Bloodstone, by the way. This is the Heart of Darkness, which is SCP-053, I mean, sorry. Right, I'll just use the staircase to... Oh yeah, by the way, I've also increased the security. This was also a reaction to you, Romans, in the comments. You said, beware of the chaos insurgency. I was like, fuck yes, I really should do that, because these guys are dangerous. This was my first response of doing this, because obviously the easiest way to access the heavy containment zone and all the dangerous SCPs, because I bet that the chaos insurgency is not interested in the light containment zone. They're only interested in the heavy containment zone, because this is where all the very dangerous, lethal, end of the world scenario shit is. I thought it would be better to have a lot of extra security down here. So, what I've done, first of all, I've increased the decontamination gas system. Because, oh, shut up, Heart of Darkness. As you can see, there are these smoke blocks. These are the blocks that generate the decontamination gas. Oh, I just remembered, there's another SCP that I added. I've added a bunch of SCPs. I think so. I don't think I've shown you it in the last episode, so we have to go close to the Heart of Darkness. There it is. This is the SCP I've added, SCP-053, and there she is. Is she like following me? Fucking hell, I think she's following me. Basically, I'll put its description up right now. Basically, it's like a little girl. If you touch her or go close to her, she kills you. Unless you are younger than 3 or 5 years old or something. Something along those lines. And that's the final SCP. I haven't added anything else. Most of the SCPs that I have to add are still heavy containment zone SCPs. And of course the Vermin Gods, which is SCP-027 in the light containment zone. But anyway, as I was talking about this stuff, this was my first response of increasing our security in case of a chaos insurgency or a containment breach. In case of a chaos insurgency attack or a containment breach. Not the chaos insurgency containment breach, because that's ridiculous. We already had this row, basically in the top there, where you get your gas mask, the guy that hands out your gas masks. There's a lever there, and it's called the, what's it called again? I think it's called the, Heavy Containment Zone Stairs, Decontamination, Lockup or something along those lines. Basically, it used to be only these, smoker blocks. There are pistons behind them. When you flick the lever, the pistons push these smoker blocks out, and this entire room will fill up with decontamination gas, of course. Killing people that stand in them without a gas mask, and of course, stopping almost every SCP because they do not like this gas. And not a single living entity likes this gas, with the possible exception of 682 and 106. But yeah, there's not really anything you can do about those guys, except for 682 you can obviously nuke him, and that doesn't really work either, but we can just try. For SCP-106, we've got a high density, we've got the HID turret outside, so no worries. Anyway, it used to be only this layer, but I also recently thought, like, hey, because of the extra security measurements in case of a chaos insurgency attack, or of course a containment breach, I thought, hey, that's a layer down there doesn't get smoked at all, because the smoke basically stops around here and goes a little bit on the stairs. So I added added the second layer, and also right there underneath the stairs, those blocks will also go away, and also in the room down there, there will also smoke stuff will appear there. So I will really quickly demonstrate this as well. So extra security is coming up because I'm kind of I mean, you robots are absolutely right. I have to be aware of the custom searcher. Here we go. Heavy containment zone, stairs, containment, breach, gas, lockdown. That's what it's officially called. So as you can see, all the smoke blocks have been pushed out by the pistons. I'll just put up my gas mask. So basically, this will stop. It'll stop basically anything that comes through here because this stuff will be gassing. I mean, you can only see the gas going directly down, but of course, as you can see, the gas like disappears slightly. It disappears after it goes on. So basically, it vaporizes into the air. So it's not like if I wear a gas mask. If I don't wear a gas mask and stand out here for 5 minutes, I'm gonna be fine because this is the entire area is gonna be filled up with this gas, but you just can't see it. So it's actually very dangerous. So. We'll just go one layer further down. As you can see, all these smoke blocks have pushed out as well. And these smoke blocks down here have appeared. And down there as well. And there are also smoke blocks down here. So, this entire lower area and the top area down there, because I figured the lower area is more important. Because this smoke will just go down as well. So basically, it doesn't really matter. This entire area will be completely filled with decontamination gas. Which you can see, which are the black decontamination particles, and also the decontamination gas that you can't see, because as you can see, it vaporizes in the air. So it will be in the air, but you won't be able to see it. There we go. I'm in the airlock, so I can take off the decontamination gas. Right now, if I were to venture down without a gas mask, then I would just basically like die. So that's a new security feature that I've added as well. So yeah, security is increasing, even though it was already extremely high. Also, there have been some signs added over here, so I'll just read this out. This facility is owned by the SCP Foundation. It has the highest amount of SCPs in one facility, and it is fully built along the CHSI standards of 2016. SCP Foundation. Basically, what that is, CHSI stands for Containment, Health, and Safety Inspection. That's what it says. That's what it stands for. Containment, Health, and Safety Inspection. Basically, it is a system of the O5. The O5 introduced it, and the Ethics Committee tests it on every facility of the SCP Foundation every single year. I believe on the 1st of April. And it's not a joke. They actually test that stuff on the 1st of April. Basically, it is a huge list of all the stuff that the facility of the SCP Foundation has to have. It has a score system of 1 to 10, and it tests every facility on various things. Basically, tests on whether it can handle SCPs, and whether it will follow SCPs, whether it can contain SCPs all according to the containment procedures mentioned in the documents about the SCPs. It has how environmentally friendly it is built, how difficult it is for civilians to find it, how difficult it is for Chaos Insurgency to attack it, how difficult it is for SCPs to break out, how difficult it is for SCPs to be recontained, or how easy, actually. How well defended it is by MTFs, how easily reachable it is by MTFs, how employee friendly it is. Do employees give good ratings to the facility? Does it have good connection with the mainland? Is it up to date with the latest technology features? All that stuff, and there are many, many more that I haven't named yet. It's a huge list, and all of those things are tested from a scale of 1 to 10, and eventually they add everything up, they divide it by the amount that they've tested it on, and then you get an average score. And the average score has to be above 7.5 according to the O5. So if your score is below 7.5, every site director has, if your site score is below 0.5, 7.5 I mean, sorry. If your score is below 7.5, you have 1 year to raise your score above 7.5, or the O5 will close down the facility and move all the SCPs and employees out. So it is extremely unforgiving, but of course, safety and security is what the SCP Foundation stands for. So that has to be it has to be extremely strict. So I think you almost can understand why it is so strict. Basically, so yeah, the final score has to be above 7.5. Otherwise, within a year, your facility will be closed. So of course, you as a site director, I as a site director, have to worry about that score. There are various individual things that have to be scored. For example, being able to recontain SCPs, that has to be scored above 6 points. It doesn't matter if your ultimate score is 8 or something. If your ultimate score is 10 for that matter. But if your containment procedures, if you're unable to solve containment procedures very well and your containment score is under 6, then once again you have to raise that within a year, otherwise the facility will be shut down. So that's a little bit of a background history of the SCP Foundation. I think I've got an SCSI report lying around somewhere. I'll show you that in the next episode if I don't forget. Anyway, these are also some signs of, this is obviously SCP Foundation Secure Containment Tract. Nothing special about that one. Now this is Gate A. SCP Foundation Research and Containment Site 19. That's the official name of this area, because we are a research and containment facility. And of course here, SCP Foundation Secure Containment Tract. This is the interesting line I was talking to you about. About that barely anyone knows that what we do. This is like a sort of motto of the MTF, I think it is. But we in the Foundation, we use it a lot as well. We die in the dark, so that you can live in the light. I'll let you think about that one. Anyway, it's time to move over to the Teutonic Labs, because SCP-173 will be waiting for us, and at the Class D as well. Oh, almost forgot to put on my gas mask. But yeah, the CHSI report is pretty important for site directors. For me, basically. So yeah, it is pretty important that that stuff is up to date. Alright. Maintenance team, do you have any updates on the malfunctioning doors? Yeah, okay. Okay, yeah, I'll keep working on it, okay? Yeah. Alright, so unfortunate news. Why the hell am I going? I'm not even going to the laboratory. I'm going completely the wrong way. I got so distracted or something, I don't know. Anyway, the maintenance team said that they haven't figured out why the doors malfunction. They've confirmed that some of the doors in the line containment zone have started to malfunction, but they cannot determine... What the fuck was that? Oh, never mind. That's of course lightning striking. What the fuck? I thought literally something exploded, but it must have been a lightning strike. Weird. Anyway, yeah, they have confirmed that there have been some problems with the what's it called? With the malfunctioning doors. They have actually confirmed that they are malfunctioning, but they haven't really figured out how or why, but they're working on it. So, unfortunately, the doors are malfunctioning. Hopefully, this will change. Did they literally just grow from that area? This is weird. Okay, this is really weird. Decontaminate these fucking things. Not taking any risks. Here we go. Do we have a chest in the artifact storage? No, we don't. Ah, fine. I'll just keep them on me. Right there. Alright, anyway, we have to start the experiment with SCP-173, so I'll have to set everything up. I'll be right back. The next time you'll see it through the eyes of a Class D, so just don't worry. You'll see it through a Class D. Alright, so, as you can see, we're watching through the Class D. We are in Containment Chamber C3, and this test is all about... this test is all about testing how fast SCP-173 can go on full speed. So, right now, I'll test, I'll actually take a look. I haven't actually looked on how far SCP-173 is, but I'll take a look after the experiment. Anyway, there's a Class D in one corner, there's SCP-173 in one other corner, we're all gonna look away, the Class D is gonna blink a couple times, and we're gonna calculate how fast SCP-173 can get to the person, and then we're going to see whether this changes in a bigger environment. Alright, so the Class D should be ready right now. He should start blinking any second now. So we'll just wait and see what happens to the Class 2. Now, what happened to... Oh, there we go. The first blink has happened, and SCP-173 has moved about 1.5 meter. Oh, second blink happened. SCP-173 moves another 0.5 meter. And another blink. And the final blink. Alright, move away, Class D, move away. Alright, we'll get you out of there, and we'll test this again on the bigger containment chamber. Alright, we are back again. We are now in containment chamber C1, as you can see, the biggest containment chamber we've got. The testing set is exactly the same. We have the Class D in one room, in one corner, and SCP-173 in the other corner. Basically, we're going to do the same thing, and we're going to see, because there was a theory, or no, there was a theory, or it was actually an experiment, but there was a thing that the 173 varies his speed from the distance of his target. So we're going to see if that's true. So the Class D should once again start blinking really soon. And then we're going to see if 173 will close in on him faster than before. Okay, so he's blinked for the first time. SCP-173 seems to have moved rather... Not quite sure whether 173 is actually closer or faster. Then again, blink one more time. Whoa, yeah, he is definitely faster in this part. Alright, abort the test, abort the test. Get the Class D out of there, get the Class D out of there. We don't want any unnecessary casualties. Get the Class D out. Alright, so that was that. We've put SCP-173 in the other testing chamber so that I can really easily maneuver around here. But it does seem to apply that SCP-173 moves faster when he has to cover a bigger distance. That is very interesting, actually. So, really quickly, I'm just going to try and count how far he was off from this corner. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So, we're about 14 meters away from the target to the first thing. I'll really quickly write this down. Test 1, 14 meters. And then in the second test, which was the one over here, in the bigger room, with the bigger distance, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So, in test number 2, he covered 19 meters. Oh. Then we actually need a bigger testing area, eventually. Because we... What the fuck? What's up with these fucking mushrooms? Do these guys, like, spawn through... Hey, could you please move out of the way? Can these guys spawn through this tiny gap here? Does this not count for mushrooms or something? Just to make sure I'll decontaminate them, but what the fuck? I really thought that these were like closed up. These are supposed to be normal mushrooms, so although this could be one of the SCPs because we've got a brown mushroom SCP. Oh, lights are on. But yeah, that's really weird. These things can just like grow through that area. But anyway, so in test 1, 14 meters, in test 2, 19 meters. Okay, so, let me think. Basically, he moved faster that area. Not much, but he moved faster, especially at the end. He closed in really rapidly. Okay. I'll have a thought about this. We might need a third test, or a fourth maybe, in bigger distances. Actually, like, try this outside or something, but we do need some higher approval than I can offer. Because they require pulling SCP-173 out of the facility into a bigger area outside. Because inside here, we just don't have any big areas that we can easily use. Because whoa, fuck off 173. Because of course the area that we could use is this area, right here. But then of course we have to remove all the scientific equipment out as 173 is submarining through the floor. We have to take all the scientists out, and that's going to be like, it's going to be a lot of work to pull everything out. So it would be easier to move 173 somewhere where we could test this. But as I said, I can't really decide it on my own. I need like 05 approval or something about that, or something like that. Oh, SCP-173 has stopped reading. That's good. So I'll take a look into that. But that won't be that very difficult, I think. Anyway, that's gonna be for this one. Hope you almost enjoyed the video. I haven't thought about getting that experiment done. I think we need a bigger area outside somewhere, but yeah, as I said, I need some bigger people approval from that, and I don't know whether I can get that, because of course bringing an SCP deliberately outside of the secure area is something that the 05 especially is very sensitive about, so I don't know whether I'll actually be able to pull this off. But we'll test it. We'll see whether I'll try to plead for this for science. I'll try to plead for science so that we can see whether it works. Anyway, that's gonna be it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll convert these testing results in documents. So it's gonna be this one. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. So click the like button underneath if you like the video. Subscribe to be part of the webinar so you never miss any more videos. You can do that by clicking the subscribe button that will appear over the left of here, or the subscribe button underneath the video. See you later, Romans. Aveh!